So, a very pleasant morning to one and all present here today. Honorable Principal Ma'am, my fellow colleagues, and my dear students. It gives me immense pleasure to once again welcome our honorable guest, a seasoned career counselor and an expert in guiding students towards their chosen career paths and their bright future, Mr. Mohit Mangal. I'm sure you would have recognized him, Mr. Mohit, who had been with us earlier also with a successful career counseling session. So I would like to inform you all that he's a widely known author for a parent's handbook on careers after by our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi also, and is preferred
Recording
by
in progress.
CBSE to the students as well. So today he's here with us with yet another enlightening session to aware our students about how they can pursue their dreams in their chosen career. Moreover, what all careers are available to them in the current times. So without much ado, let's welcome Mr. Mohit with a huge round of applause in the class.
Thank you so much, ma'am. A very warm welcome to all the children, teachers, and in case there are any parents also today. Once again, welcome to another session of torture, because last time I think I bored you a lot. So today again, we are going to get, bored once again. I will try to concise my talk. I will try to give you as much information as possible, because few topics which were given to me connected with some futuristic careers. So that is the reason I have given the name to today's presentation as future careers after 12th, right? So first thing is, money is everywhere. I meet a lot of children, and when I talk to all of you, one common thing which comes to my hearing is, give us something in which we can earn a lot of money. I want to break this into a couple of things. First thing, we all should understand that money is everywhere. So whether you talk about medicine, engineering, design, architecture, hotel management, liberal arts, money is everywhere. Point is from where you want it. Now there is a very old phrase which says that if you get to work in an area which is an area of your passion, most of the work is done. So what is important for us is to figure out that which is the place where our passion can be combined with commercial earning. That is something which is the central, I would say, goal, or which is the central requirement of what at large we call or say as career counseling. So both things are important. One, you need to know about yourself. I had explained you very beautifully the 4-quarter square last time. I had told you about how to identify your orientation, aptitude, personality, and interest. These are the 4 quarters of career building, which we popularly call as OAPI. That is orientation, aptitude, personality, and interest. Once you have figured it out, that what is this central profile of your each one of your individual self, next step is to figure out how to gain or get a commercial value out of it. If you're able to combine this, believe me, things are good to go. So if somebody tells you there is a lot of money in data analytics, and you get to understand about yourself that your mathematics, statistics, analytics is not that good, that means you become depressed or you are a redundant child? Answer is no. So a lot of people I see who promote one particular area, connecting it with future is something which I personally feel is inappropriate. And exactly to break that myth, today I will talk to you about futuristic careers across varied verticals. So last time, if you remember, I had talked to you about these all different UGC, bifurcated higher education verticals, which include agricultural sciences, architecture planning, arts, humanities, social sciences, business management, commerce and finance, computer applications, design, fine arts, economics, engineering, technology, hotel management, law, liberal studies, mass communication, mass media, medicine, surgery, paramedical sciences, pure sciences, rehabilitation sciences, sports and physical education. Today, I will try to pick up each one of them and give you one career, which is a futuristic career. So there could be a lot of other careers also. But this will break your myth that if somebody says maths is the most important thing in life, answer is no. Somebody says science is most important in life, answer is no. Somebody says you cannot do anything without finance, answer is no. Somebody says you cannot do good with humanities, social sciences, answer is no. Somebody tells you you cannot do anything in the area of design, fine arts, performing arts, answer is no. So, contrary, if we say, and to talk positive, I will say good, beautiful, amazing, high earning, validated, futuristic careers are available in all streams, all higher education verticals. So, I'll straight away jump to giving you some agricultural sciences area. There is something which is known as aquaponic farming. Have you heard about this? Can I quickly see some hands risen if you have heard about it? Can I see some hands up if you've heard about this? Not many. Give me a moment. Let me quickly. Okay. Yeah. So not many have heard about it, I think. Can I see hands? Once again, if few of you have heard, one, two, very few. Okay. So this is a beautiful chain. If you really want to have a virtual experience of it. So there are if science students are also there with me. If you understand the moment we are talking about fishes or the fish biosphere, it is very strongly rich in contents related to nitrogen, and there is the plants which grow, they feed on nitrogen, right? So when you combine this cycle, it becomes a cycle known as aquaponic farming, the agriculture that combines raising fish in tanks with soilless plant culture, where on one end you can sell fishes and on the other end you can sell plants, vegetables, ornament plants, fruits and whatnot, right? So all these things, if you are able to combine agriculture, this is one of the futuristic areas within the area of agricultural sciences. Another area which is very strongly forthcoming is natural farming. All of you must have heard about something which they call as organic farming, right? And today people are charging amount for the same kind of a pulse or a same kind of a vegetable to the tune of 2 to 5 times. So on one end, you will see something which is available in regular market is 100 rupees a kg. And the moment you put a sticker or a tag of, something which is organic in that, it might go as high as 200 to 500 rupees. And believe me, the production cost does not change much. So natural farming is another area which is gaining futuristic attention, because आने वाले वक्त में खाना सबको है लेकिन उगाना किसी को नहीं है, और ये चीज को कैपिटलाइज करते हुए there are a lot of things which you guys can do in the area of agriculture, in the futuristic time. Coming to architecture, we all have heard about town planners and building architects or temple architects, or you might have also heard about things which we call as VR specialists, and we would have heard about things which are 2D, 3D specialists. Now there is a futuristic area which we call as extreme architects. As you all know, climate change is one of the big thing which is happening in the world. And if the climate changes very drastically in coming next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, by the time all of you will be in active profession, there will be a lot of requirement of extreme architects who will be people expert in creating infrastructure for extreme climatic conditions. So that is one area which is futuristic under the domain of architecture. Coming to arts, humanities, social sciences, people who are experts of both language on one end and little bit of coding on the second end. This combination candidate can do extremely well in the area of arts humanities under the head of what I call as a data linguist. All of you, I'm sure, are using ChatGPT. Yes, no? Can I have your hands quickly? Most of us are using ChatGPT. Now, in ChatGPT, the best of the translations across languages are happening without putting much effort. So if you look at this particular domain, Google Translation or Google Translator has been put at a strongly backseat with this new age artificial intelligence integration. And the moment we are talking about translation, who is the person who is responsible behind it? It is a data linguist who is strongly aware of what language is all about, and also strongly aware about what coding understands language as. Moving to a next beautiful career within the domain of business management. All of us have heard about BBA, or we have heard about BMS, management studies, and things like that. Lot of production oriented businesses which are into the domain of mass consumption and daily level consumption are dairy products and products which are generated through cooperative societies. Some great examples could be milk, great examples could be ghee, butter. These are all things which are coming from this kind of areas where you are controlling things not only geographically spread across, but you are also controlling things hierarchically, operating from a person who is giving a product supply of maybe 10 kg to up to maybe a 1 lakh kg a day. So that kind of a challenging domain handling comes under the portfolio of what we call as a dairy management or a cooperative management. People who manage the functioning of large cooperatives. Next, we come under commerce and finance. So till now in India, if you see, if you look at America, and this is something which commerce kids may be more interested in. If you look at America, there almost 78-79% of population is active investor in the securities market or the equity market, whereas that percentage in India is less than 18%. And if you see, I'm not sure how many of you are following news very actively. If you see, in last post-COVID domain, there has been a 3 times jump in our securities market or in our equity market. And this jump is going to continue for next 20 years. And this is one of the major contributors to our 3 trillion economy mindset, right? So if you look at it, this is something which is next big. And here we are not just talking about securities or equities. We are talking about commodities. We are talking about forex. We are talking about futures and options. We are talking about bonds and whatnot. Anybody who is showing inclination in this can look forward for a very promising, healthy, return oriented career for next maybe 50 years, right? Next is computer applications. Computer applications, basic coding, programming, everybody understands. But the futuristic area is more, which is connecting areas like automation, cryptography, right? And this is something, in which I have picked up is an area which I call as a blockchain. Now, blockchain is the technology where, if I talk about in your language, all of you have heard about cryptocurrency? Yes, no? Can I have your hands? How many of you have heard about cryptocurrency? Brilliant. So exactly cryptocurrency operates on this platform. So whatever I am sharing with you is only known to two people, that is you and me. That's it. That's where the technology encryption takes place, what we call as the blockchain, right? In computer applications, this is again next futuristic thing which you can get into and do. Design fine arts. So today, all of you are Instagram kids, all of you are Snapchat kids, all of you are, digital media kids. If you see, the communication has changed drastically and dramatically in last few years. And one of the major things which where the communication has shifted to is on digital platform. Now, digital platform communication just does not include verbal or visual communication. It includes a lot of other communication which falls under domain of emotional communication, touch communication, design communication, animation communication, flip guard communication. Now, somebody who is creating content which is appealing to the forthcoming audience, just like there is a constant change in trend of dressing or constant change of trend in what kind of colors we wear or what kind of overall materials we wear. Same way, there is a continuous change in communication which is expected by the audience who is consuming information on digital platforms. And the people who are experts in that are people who are communication designers. So they primarily would fall under the domain or the vertical of design and fine arts. Next, we call about economics. I see a lot of kids who are very strongly inclined towards both mathematics and economics at grade 11, 12 level. Or there could be some children who are in science, physics, chemistry, maths, and have taken economics as an additional subject. Or there are children in commerce who are studying fundamental subjects of commerce and have taken applied mathematics or core mathematics as an additional subject. For that kind of candidature, this could be another very strong futurely, I would say, promising career. That is the career of a psephologist. Now, one thing I'm sure all of you would agree, we were never that politically aware 20 years back what each one of you is today. So you all, whether we like it or not, but it is because of social media that we are all, uh, you know, uh, getting exposed to the political domain, uh, you know, at home as well as at city, as well as at society, as well as at state, as well as country, and as well as international level. So today, whether you are active or relatively inactive on social media, but each one of you broadly know what is going on between India and America, what is going on between Russia and Ukraine, what is going on between Pakistan and Afghanistan. And this all things are somewhere connected to one common point which we call as politics. And the political domain is all governed primarily by elections, and that is where this particular profession comes into play of a psephologist. And people who are coming from primarily background of economics or commerce or mathematics are the people who could be brilliant with this area, which is again futuristic. Coming to the area of engineering and technology, mission piloting or space piloting is something which is next big thing which is going to come in our way. All of you, I'm sure all of you are aware about Starlink. Yes, no? How many of you are aware? Can I have your hands up? Starlink. Oh my God. None? Don't tell me. I don't know. I'm in 10th B and 11 AS, two classes. I don't see a single candidate saying, yes, I know what is Starlink. Oh, guys, let me see few more classes. 12C, one hand, two. अरे गलती से रात को कभी सितारे देखा करो बंधु. वो एक मूवी थी ना, वो सबने देखी होगी. सितारे तारे जमीन पर. देखिए. लेकिन स्टारलिंक नहीं पता तो हालत है कि सारे जमीन पर. 12AS, 11A, no hands up. Not a good idea, my kids. Anyways, okay. So Elon Musk, most of you must be knowing. Yes, no? Can I have your hands up? Elon Musk. One girl in 10B. आपके पीछे बैठे हुए किसी को पता नहीं है? एलन मस्क. वो फोर्थ फिफ्थ नंबर पे जो दीदी बैठी हैं, इधर उधर देख रही हैं. You don't know who is Elon Musk? Oh my God. So, Donald Trump. How many of you know Donald Trump? Can I have your hands up? Let me see how much our school is aware. 11 AS. Donald Trump. Okay. Thank God. 10B में तो सर भी आ गए बीच में, बोले मैं भी जानता हूं. Okay. 12C. How many of you know Donald Trump? Okay. Okay. So Starlink is a set of, geo moving satellites, which is set up by Elon Musk, which provides cable-free internet connection and surveillance across the globe. So, anyways, coming back, because space missions will be increasing in the coming decade, and definitely coming century, it is going to be huge. There'll be a lot of demand of people who are from engineering domain, but are having a very strong multi-dimensional understanding, just not curtailed to mechanics or electronics or aeronautics, but also beyond that. So that would start with fundamental physics, biology, chemistry as well, and people who will be in a position to contribute to these areas. So pilot astronauts, which will be commanding the pilot shuttles and could command in the near future vessels that travel back to the moon or Mars, or doing some specialized work in the space, are the people who will be coming from this background. So they are mission specialists. Next, after a lot of heavy dose things, somebody who is more practical oriented, more creative bent, and is wishing to make his or her career in the area of hotel, hospitality, culinary, cooking, and things like that. Baking and pastry artist is another domain where these days, we go to the market and see a lot of beautiful, nice looking, edible stuff, right? That is what is artistry, or baking and pastry artistry. That is what you can get into, because exclusivity and uniqueness in today also, as well as in the future, is going to be in the area of design and innovation, and doing that with food is where this particular combination comes into picture. Next, we talk about law. Now, a lot of simple cases you might have heard of. You might have, somebody's check has got bounced, or somebody has hit someone, and that is the kind of litigation we would have seen or heard of very normally and commonly. Uh, okay. How many of your science students? Can I have your quick hands so I will get to know? Oh, okay. 11A is all science. I get to know. Okay. Okay. Then any other kids from science? 12C is not. Okay. 12C. I see few of you raising your hands. Okay. Okay. So let me give you some science example. All of you have heard about a entrance exam known as NEET, 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 which is for the medical entrance, right? Now, last year, there was some issue that on a couple of test centers, it was reported that the exam has been leaked, or there has been some considerable cheating which took place at some centers. So there was a litigation which was put up in the court of law. And finally, after around a month or a couple of months, Supreme Court said, let all litigations come to us. Now understand how many parties are involved in this litigation. So one is the NTA, that is the National Testing Agency, which is the test giving authority. Second is the center involved where this particular discomfort happened. Third party in this were the kids who were involved doing that particular kind of mischief. And fourth were the set of kids who felt that they, or their future was on stake, or their, entrance exam was compromised. Fifth were the lobby of the parents, which was influencing. Sixth was the lobby of the coaching institutions, which were, influencing this. Seventh was the Ministry of Education. Eighth was the regulatory authorities. So you understand how many, parameters have got juggled up in this particular litigation. This kind of litigation is what we call as complex litigation. So now, whether it is civil or criminal, a lot of futuristic litigation is becoming more complex, and people who understand variety of different legal areas, or have knowledge about a variety of legal areas, are the people who would handle this kind of complex litigation. And this is something which is again one of the most promising futuristic career in the area of law. Next, we talk about liberal studies, somebody who has a strong engagement towards fashion and psychology. There could be something known as fashion psychologist. This is a person who works with individuals and companies to examine how color, image, style, tone, tempo, and beauty affect human behavior. These are the people who would get into next level of understanding of human psychology connected with fashion. These could be again one of the most promising futuristic career. Mass communication. We all have heard about digitization or digital marketing, or digital media, and on the other hand we've all heard about print news and TV news and digital news and so on and so forth. Today there are digital young journalists who are putting up their uh, ideology, their viewpoint related to different areas online, and are earning in lakhs. So digital journalism is today getting one of the most trusted form of journalism, because people are very strongly realizing that the bigger are the corporate journalist houses, the more vulnerable are they to be swayed towards one particular side or one particular kind. So individual journalists are journalists who are being more in I would say demand, and their data is being consumed more than the data on maybe national news channels or newspapers and so on and so forth. Next, we come to robotic surgery when we talk about medicine surgery. And to go a little deeper, robotics in the area of neonatology is something which is the next big thing happening. So I don't know how many of you would know neonatology. So when you repair or when you do surgical procedure on a child when the child is still in the womb, is the kind of surgery which is taking up the next big thing, right? And that is going to be part of the neonatal robotic surgery. Paramedical science, if I talk about cardiovascular technologist, where we might have generally heard about nursing or lab assistants or operation theater assistants, but cardiology could be an area which is next again, big area for somebody who is not wanting to get into a very strongly academic oriented field, but more practical application oriented field. Performing art, music therapist could be another big area which is futuristic. So there are people who want to uh, relax, but not by virtue of the existing just music, but create something which is on the nodes of music, and which acts as a therapy to an individual. So basically, music therapist is a person who is going to assess the liking or dislike of an individual, and to tune or train the emotions of that candidate or that individual, will use music as a therapy. So that is the kind of person who is going to be a music therapist. This is a person which will combine music with healthcare, right? So this is another futuristic area. uh, as I talked about mission piloting or space piloting, within the same domain under pure sciences is a person who is a space scientist or a space specialist. This could be in multiple areas like astrobiology or astronomy or cosmology or astrophysics or astrobiology, or astrochemistry. These are all different areas where in pure sciences you can get into serving to the larger cause of space exploration. Then, under rehabilitation sciences, there is a lifestyle therapist. Today, I'm sure majority of people like me, I probably am more of your parent age, right? So when you go to the doctors, when we go to the doctors, one common thing which the doctor tells us is that you are suffering from a lifestyle disease. And lifestyle disease is basically to change the pattern or the way you are living, eating, and whiling away your time on daily basis. That is the kind of thing which a lifestyle therapist is going to help you control. That kind of a person is going to spend few maybe days or weeks with you, so that your daily lifestyle is being taken care. uh, then, moving to the next one is sports and physical education. Somebody who is extremely passionate about sports, physical education, gymming, yoga, and all. There is a new age thing within this domain which we call as an adventure guide or adventure, falling under the adventure tourism. As a domain, which is a typical tour guide who takes people for adventure activities. It may start right from climbing peaks of mountains to exploring the depths of the oceans to exploring the wilderness of the Amazons and whatnot. So those are the people who are adventure guides. Finally, coming to some bonus new age careers which were shared by the school with me. So one of the areas which is open to both science and commerce kids is data science. This particular area is the brain of the digital world. It basically connects with collecting, cleaning, and interpreting data to make smart decisions. So today, each one of us are, leaving digital footprints every day, and looking at those digital footprints, our behavior, psychology, thought process is being analyzed and observed by definitely artificial intelligence, but also people sitting at the back end of that artificial intelligence, right? So if you look at data science, this is the main driving force behind finance, healthcare, area of sports, analytics, and definitely artificial intelligence or machine learning. So this is another futuristic area one can get into. Environmental science here, whether a candidate is coming from science background, commerce background, or arts background, can get into area of environmental science. But this is basically talking about how human activity is affecting environment, and thus down the line looking for sustainable solutions. So areas which one can get into after doing primarily environmental sciences could be becoming an ESG specialist or a policy advisor, wildlife conservationist, or a climate analyst. Then is sustainability or sustainable development, what commonly is learned or heard of. This is the compass for the future. Every generation is striving to leave the next generation with a better world. But actually, what is happening is the reverse. We are responsible of spoiling our environment and the overall world on daily basis, right? So if somebody is in a position to work out solutions which can which can balance things for the coming future, is something which is maximum in demand today. So whether it is related to economic growth, social well-being, environmental protection, you know uh, and anything and everything which has got a sustained effect for a longer duration, is what we call as sustainability or sustainable growth. uh, in this also, every business, government institutions now needing people coming from the sustainability background. And last but not the least, one thing which is again picking up a lot of traction is the fintech. This is becoming the future of business. I'm sure. I think India is one of the country which is even way ahead to America, or for that matter, China, in this domain. And the classic example is the UPI, which many of you must also be using today. And I'm sure all of your parents are definitely using it today. This is coming from the background of what we call as fintech. So financial technology refers to use of innovative digital tools and technologies. It could be applications, artificial intelligence, blockchain to improve or automate financial services. It is the power behind whatever we are doing financially, technologically, on ground. And this is something which is again contributing to the vision of a 3 trillion economy, which we are looking forward for ourselves. Finally, some last important points. What are going to be the required skills for any future career? I have told you a lot of futuristic areas, but these are a few skills which are going to be the skills of the future. Definitely, all of you are already uh, accessing AI, so AI skills are required. But beyond that, communication, presentation skills, complex problem solving. So if somebody tells you, why do you need to do it, AI will answer. My response to you is, AI will answer to the precision at which you ask the AI. And to be precise on asking the AI, you need to yourself be a complex analyzer, complex problem solver, and so on. Originality is definitely going to be looked for in the future, because everybody has started using AI. And you all know, you a person who is unique is always in demand more, right? Fluency of ideas, and last but not the least is active and continuous learning, is what each one of us must equip ourselves with in order to sustain and have a future proof career. Thank you so much. I will invite questions now. Uh, you can follow me on Instagram in case I'm not able to answer any of your questions today. You can copy down my ID, that is IQ Mohit, IQUEMOHIT. On the same platform, you will get access to all 23 books which have been published by CBSE. Depending upon what kind of a vertical you are looking for, you can download that book, access it, see which are the top colleges, what are the entrance exams, other admission procedures, what are the career opportunities available, what kind of specializations are there in that, and so on and so forth, right? If you wish to connect with me, you can connect with me on my uh, website, or you can connect with my office on the number given. Now I'll open the house for questions. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Please go ahead.
So I would thank you so much, sir, for this profound insight. Students who have any kind of query can just raise their hand and I'll unmute you. And there are a few queries that I have received here. So I would like to read them out to you, sir.
Ma'am,
What exam should be given to be a physiologist? That's a question by,
Physiologist, see,
yeah, I think she has missed out on some words. So
it could
that's
be a
it.
psychology or a physiology. Primarily, physiology is a part of medical sciences. So when you study MBBS, you study physiology as a subject. But the moment you are talking about, and for MBBS, you all know NEET is the subject. Otherwise, if you want to study psychology, then at national level, last time also I shared this thing with you. There are three levels of exams. Either it could be national level exam, or it could be a state level exam, or it could be a university level exam. In
Mhm.
psychology, either it could be a national level exam like CUET, Common University Entrance Test, or it could be a university level exam. Like Christ University will have its own exam, Shiv Nadar will have its own exam, and so on and so forth. Generally, for areas and domains of humanities, social sciences, states do not have state level exams, which are much prevalent. Still, download the book of your vertical choice, and from there you will get to have understanding of the entrance exams also, which you might require in that particular domain.
So there is another request by the students if you can elaborate something more about the security trader.
Okay, so securities is basically any kind of securities. So today, when you are dealing with the equity markets, you can trade in the area of commodities, you can uh, trade in the area of bonds, you can trade in the area of foreign exchange, you can trade in the area of mutual funds, you can trade in the area of you know any other, even international level scripts. So somebody who is dealing and trading in the stock market and is primarily doing trading for self or for a client is somebody who is a securities trader. So in that, either you will get what you call you know uh, a job where you will be responsible for uh, maximizing the profits for your clients, or you can do it for yourself, handling your own portfolio. That is what a primarily securities trader does. So it is a he or she is a trader who trades different kinds of securities in national or international market.
So there are queries related to cephalogist also. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
It is
Uh,
physiologist, ma'am.
yeah,
So basically,
cephalogist.
how many of you have heard about Prashant Kishore? Because Bihar election is lot in in the highlight on all kinds of news platforms.
Cephalogist.
So how many of you heard about Prashant Kishore? Can I have your hands? So if you carefully understand his profile before he entered into active politics, he was a psephologist. So people who analyze the trends and then give direction to the political parties to tweak their communication in the elections are the people who are known as psephologists.
And is there any particular exam that has to be given in order
No, no, no.
to
So
for somebody to
psephology.
be,
So
yeah,
so basically, you need to be a good data cruncher, and at master's level, you can do a MA in psephology.
okay,
So that is the way you get into becoming a psephologist.
right. And some children are also interested in knowing what is the a general salary of a blockchain professionalist.
See, whatever figure I give you, I think I'll be wrong. A salary is not so okay. Let me share it with you in another way. If you look at America, in America, every kind of a trade or every kind of a profession is mapped, and in that map, your experience gives you a step up after certain number of years. It is just like a promotion. the way we see in any government institution or a private institution, you get promotions from, let us say, a management trainee to a assistant manager to a manager to a senior manager to a associate vice president to a vice president to a president. This is the way promotions take place. So, and this all is connected with somewhere your experience and definitely your skill set. So in India, uh, for generic profiles, we do not have any such method where your experience is connected with your return, because this Indian market is a very decentralized or a non-regulated market, job market. So in India, if your skill is good, uh, then definitely, you are going to be picked up at a higher salary. You will be able to switch your company for a better value with a shorter period of time. Whereas vice versa, that might take more time because you need to learn things and you need to devote more time. So I think giving a salary for a data analyst or a anybody is not going to be fair. Rather, what you should think of is uh, your salary expectation should always be connected with your expense of academia. That is the right way to actually look at your salary. So if you are doing a degree in which you have uh, admitted, in which you have spent, let's say, 20 lakh rupees, right? And you are getting a salary of, let's say, 6 to 8 lakh rupees a year. It should be a balancing act, because within a span of 3 years, you will be able to recover whatever amount of money you've spent in your degree. But if you are doing a degree in which, let us say, you've spent 3 crore rupees, then you should see that after doing that particular degree, your salary, if is, let's say, approximately, maybe 4 to 5 lakh rupees a month, is the right salary domain, because that is the way you will be able to recover that money within a span of 6 years. So this is the right way to look at return versus investment, rather than just seeing which particular profession is giving you what salary. I think if you would have attended my last session, this is exactly what I very categorically said, that you cannot pick up a profession and try to fit yourself into it. That's not the right way. You always have to look at your four quarters, your orientation, aptitude, personality, interest. Based on this profile, you have to pick up the right profession and fit yourself into it. That is the way you're going to get into a long term, secure, and a futuristic area. Just because one fine day Mohit Mangal digitally spoke to you and told that digital analytics is something which is great in the universe, and you are already struggling with mathematics, may not land you up in that area at a very successful platform. So I think you should look at multiple parameters before just looking at salary.
Yeah, sir, there is another question from a student that can we build our own blockchains without government interference?
Absolutely. Who says no? Government has nothing to do with this. Ha!
And
If you are not complying with the regulations, then you might be picked up from home. It is as simple as, if you are a chemist and rather than making useful chemicals, you start producing synthetic drugs and you try to earn black money from that synthetic drugs, definitely the government is going to pick you up. I have had these cases where, a kid sitting in grade 11 and 12, very sharp with computer sciences, entered into doing some crypto mining and then selling it in black market to an American at 60% the cost, was flagged by FBI, and the Indian investigation bureau people picked that guy up from his house. And this instances of the Amritsar, I am sure you would have heard this place name. So you have to, follow the regulations, and then you can absolutely do whatever you want. There's nobody can stop you from
And
that.
based on the same thing, the child wants to know that can blockchains be based only on crypto or payment security?
No,
That these are the
blockchain can be onto anything. Today, blockchain is being used, uh, you know, to secure your physical art. So blockchain is nothing. Blockchain is a security cover given. Okay, let me give you some more idea. Uh, 20, 30, 40 years back, we used to use only, keypad locks. Today, we have graduated to locks which are digital. Further, we've graduated to locks which are biometric locks. Further, we have moved to locks which are iris scan locks. I'm sure all of you are able to figure it out what I'm talking. Today, phones, you look at the phone and it opens. What is it? It is your iris scan. Previously, we used to put our finger and the phone used to open. That was a fingerprint scan. So that the way we have evolved in keeping security of our data, which may be digital in nature, same way security has enhanced to protect our not just digital data, but our physical premises or the physical establishments also. And that is something which is being done or which can be done through blockchain.
Thank you, sir. Then there's a girl, Ojasvi. She wants to know: is psephologist a viable option for students who are not particularly into politics?
By and large, psephologists are the people who are in a supporting role of politics. They are not politicians. Understand this carefully. So, as a psychologist, you are not a politician. Absolutely, yes. The role itself is that you are not a contender, you are an analyst who is helping a contender. For example, if you are my YouTube consultant, you are helping me build my YouTube channel. You are not a YouTuber, I am a YouTuber. Same way, psychologist is a person who is a support, domain personnel to a politician or a political party. So you are not into politics. So even if you don't know politics, you don't practice politics, you have no background in politics, absolutely it's okay. You can still be a psychologist.
Thank you, sir. Then there is another question. What are the options in AI for medical students? And the same child has also asked, what are the best courses for paramedical?
See, AI as a larger perspective is only going to give you support in different domains. In medicine, also, AI is giving you a lot of support, starting from radiology to pathology to any kind of clinical analysis. AI is a supporting role, it is not a leading role. So, the way 20 years back, we were all told that you must know Microsoft Office, which was Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Today, in your generation, to the children whom I am speaking to, you're all supposed to know AI usage. Now, that AI usage is going to contribute as an assistant in all domains which I shared with you, be it architecture, be it medicine, be it engineering, be it computer sciences, be it design, be it music, anywhere. So I would not say AI will always be coming and taking up higher roles even in the area of medical domain. As far as paramedical is concerned, again, as a support role in multiple domains of paramedicine, AI will contribute and act as your strength. If you will ask me, is there something which AI will do for me in which I can just sit back home and AI will earn money for me and keep giving me? I'm sorry, that is not going to happen.
Yeah, so there are students in 12C who have some query. So
Please
may
go
I
ahead.
request the concerned student to please unmute himself or herself and ask their question? 12C room, I could see your hand raised. Yeah, the child is coming forward, sir.
Ma'am.
गुड आफ्टरनून सर।
Good afternoon, my dear.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था, जैसा कि आपने पहले कहा था कि मनी इज एवरीवेयर एंड वी कैन गेट इट इजीली।
Come again. Can you please elaborate?
सर आपने स्टार्टिंग में हमसे ये बोला था कि मनी इज एवरीवेयर, तो सर मेरा ये डाउट है कि अगर मनी हर जगह है तो सारे लोग इंजीनियरिंग के पीछे, डॉक्टरी के पीछे क्यों भाग रहे हैं? वो
सारे
आज
लोग बेवकूफ हैं, अपने को बेवकूफ नहीं रहना। सिंपल हिंदी भाषा में।
ओके सर, तो आपने भी तो
You know, hold on. Give me 30 seconds. Today morning news.
यस सर।
NEET and JEE has ruined 100 times more students than it has made lives for.
सर इट इज बिकॉज
Understand?
द सीट्स आर मिनिमम ना सर।
Precisely, beta. वही तो कह रहा हूं. Seats are definitely minimal, but also the bigger issue is that in spite of the fact मुझे पता है कि मेरा इन सब्जेक्ट्स के साथ कंफर्ट नहीं है, फिर भी क्योंकि मेरे चाचा ने कहा है, क्योंकि मेरी मासी का लड़का वो कर रहा है, क्योंकि मेरी बुआ के लड़के ने वो किया है, क्योंकि मेरे दोस्त के पापा ने बोला तू ऐसा करेगा तो तेरे को खूब सारा पैसा मिलेगा, मैं उसमें कूद गया. This is a larger problem, my child. No
सर
career is good or bad.
वो तो है
Go
सर।
ahead.
कुछ बच्चे ये सोच के चलते हैं कि ये चीज टफ है तो ये नहीं लेनी, तो वो तो गलत है। वो अपने पैशन को भी इस वजह से कभी बार फॉलो नहीं करते कि इसमें बहुत टाइम लगेगा, और पेरेंट्स भी सपोर्ट नहीं करते, तो वो तो अलग बात है। लेकिन आपने बोला था मनी इज एवरीवेयर, तो वो तो गलत हो गया ना सर। हर जगह उतना ही अमाउंट नहीं है, वरना सब लोग इसके पीछे थोड़ी रहते।
नहीं, मैं आपको अभी तो एग्जाम्पल दिया बेटा. आपको तो जो दिखाई दे रहा है वो 1% दिखाई दे रहा है. मैंने इसीलिए एक न्यूज कोट किया कि 100x पीपल हैव रूइंड देयर लाइव्स इन कंपैरिजन टू द लाइव्स विच हैव बीन मेड बाय जेडब्ल्यू. तो आपको जो जेडब्ल्यू दिखाई दे रहा है ना मेरे बच्चे, वो जेडब्ल्यू सिर्फ वो दिखाई दे रहा है जो पेपर में पब्लिश होता है. जो पेपर के पीछे 99% लोगों की, जिनको पैसे नहीं मिले, जो बिल्कुल डाउन ट्रेड हो गए, वो तो दिखाई नहीं दे रहे. वो दिखाई देने जरूरी है. सो मनी, जेडब्ल्यू में मनी है ऐसा कहीं नहीं है, क्योंकि तुमको बाकी 99% तो दिखाई नहीं दिए जिनको जेडब्ल्यू से पैसा मिला ही नहीं. तुमको तो सिर्फ मार्केटिंग वाली वो फोटोग्राफ्स दिखाई दी जो बड़े बड़े होर्डिंग्स पे लगी हुई थी, उसके अलावा तो कुछ दिखाई नहीं. और वो भी इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ मार्केटियर्स इन दी मार्केट, जो आपको उस डोमेन के अंदर अट्रैक्ट करके एक तरह से हिप्नोटाइज करना चाहते हैं कि तुम इंजीनियरिंग कर लो, जिंदगी सफल है बेटा, चिंता मत कर, लाखों रुपया मिलेगा. मैं आपको ऐसे बच्चे दिखाता हूं जो इंजीनियरिंग करने के बाद डिप्रेशन मोड के अंदर हैं, फॉरगेट अबाउट मनी, दे आर अनएबल टू टेक केयर ऑफ देयर ओन हेल्थ एंड सेल्फ. सो मनी सब जगह है. मैं जब बोल रहा हूं मनी सब जगह है, मेरा कहने का मतलब है भले इंजीनियरिंग करो, आर्किटेक्चर करो, लॉ करो, होटल मैनेजमेंट करो, म्यूजिक करो, डांस करो, पेंटिंग करो, लिबरल स्टडीज करो, जर्नलिज्म करो, स्पोर्ट्स फिजिकल एजुकेशन करो, लेकिन वो चीज करो जिसमें आपका पैशन है. पैशन है तो पैसा अपने आप आएगा. पैशन नहीं है, किसी ने बोला इंजीनियरिंग कर ले पैसा मिल जाएगा, टेक माई वर्ड्स, नहीं मिलेगा. गो अहेड.
Yes, students, are there any more questions?
यार ये बच्चा मेरे को बड़ा पसंद आ गया. इसने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा. नो, ही इज एब्सोल्युटली राइट मैम, ही इज एब्सोल्युटली राइट. आई रियली लाइक दिस बॉय एंड ही इज टू द पॉइंट. ही प्रिसाइसली नोज व्हाट ही वांट्स टू आस्क. आई एम वेरी
Yes,
हैप्पी. Go ahead, my child.
thank you, sir. If there is any other student with any kind of queries in their mind, they can simply raise their hands so that we get to know. No more queries? So I think, sir, our children are done with their questions. And probably if they will have more queries, then you have already shared your Instagram IDs and email IDs. They can send them to you as and when they come to their mind. So
No
thank you
worries,
so
ma'am. They can do that. Before we close, I would like to very heartily thank Mr. Pancham Bhatia, who is the CEO of the school. I would also like to thank Vandana Bhatia, madam, who is the principal. I would like to thank all the coordinators, teachers, uh, and definitely all the children who gave some patient hearing. मैं बीच में देख रहा था कहीं कहीं मारा मारी चल रही थी, क्लास में टीचर थोड़े नहीं होंगे, थोड़ा आगे पीछे गए होंगे, बट आई एम हैप्पी क्योंकि शरारत करोगे तो उससे भी दिमाग बढ़ता है, राइट? Thank you so much. Any queries, questions? Still, I'm open, or you can connect with me on my social media, on Instagram, wherever.
Sir, it was a very fruitful session.
Pardon, ma'am?
It was a very fruitful session. Today I was sitting for a long time. I learned quite a bit of new things, which even I didn't know.
Ma'am, what I have done is I have picked up one.
Yes.
So I mean, in each domain, there are dozens of areas which are very futuristic, but then that session becomes very confusing. आज मैंने 8-10 चीजें बताई हैं, उसमें से ही 4-5 में बच्चे क्वेश्चंस पूछ रहे हैं, but there are a lot of them. That is why this is basically to open their eyes कि भाई पब्लिक क्या बोल रही है. विद ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट, पापा मम्मी की नॉलेज भी लिमिटेड है. टीचर्स although are connected with education, but they are not continuously researching on the new age domains. So keep your eyes, ears open. Don't try to fix a thought process in your mind unless and until you are able to find out your passion.
Is exactly the reason, like you said earlier, also that people are in wrong professions because they have not introspected themselves.
Yes.
So such sessions are actually enlightening and quite instrumental for these students to make the right career choices because they will know what all options
Exactly.
do they have. So in order to make the right choice, the right information is also needed. So we thank you. We are so grateful to you for informing our students about the abundance of choices are available for this new generations. So they don't have to limit themselves to those elementary career options and live with those stereotypes. Okay, if you are an engineer, you are going to earn well. So now you can follow your passion and money will follow you.
Absolutely.
So there are no replacements for hard work, but yes, you need to know which path you want to train on. So I am really grateful, and on behalf of the entire student community, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude for this informative session. And to all the students also who have been patiently listening, thank you so much. So if there are no queries, we can close the session. So let's give a huge round of applause to Sir for being with us in your own classroom.
You so much. I think there is one query, ma'am. I would not like to miss.
Yeah. I'll just say. Yes, 11th A, 11th S, whichever classes, you can unmute yourself, Peter.
सर मेरे को पूछना था कि करियर काउंसलिंग में क्या स्कोप है?
काउंसलिंग में, इफ यू वांट टू बिकम अ काउंसलर, उसके अंदर यू योरसेल्फ सी. आप अपनी क्लास में देखो, फॉरगेट क्लास में, लेट मी टेक यू अ स्टेप बिहाइंड. अपने पेरेंट्स के जितने फ्रेंड्स हैं, एक दिन बैठ के शांति से उनका लिस्ट बनाओ और उनमें से आइडेंटिफाई करो कि कितने लोग ऐसे हैं जो उसी एरिया में प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं जिसमें उनका एजुकेशन है, और कितने ऑल्टरनेट एरियाज में हैं. जितने ऑल्टरनेट एरियाज में हैं वो कहीं ना कहीं धक्का या ठोकर खा के उस ऑल्टरनेट एरिया में आए हैं. अगर टाइम पे उनको सही इंफॉर्मेशन गाइडेंस मिल जाता तो वो धक्का खा के नहीं आते, सीधा उस एरिया को पिकअप कर सकते थे. दिस कैन बी डन बाय अ करियर काउंसलर. Simple. So, if you want some data statistics of Ministry of Human Resource India, that says India needs 2 lakh counselors in coming 10 years, and the number today is not even 10% of that.
But I would like to add, you need to research and have information. You can't be a counselor with the limited information. So if you're taking the responsibility, if you're taking the onus, be ready to work hard.
True. वो work hard तो सब जगह है, सब जगह.
Yeah.
There is no place.
Yes. Is there any other query, children?
Thank you, sir.
God bless you, my boy.
So thank you so much, sir. I think students are all smiling. So this is a testimony to the fact that students have really enjoyed the session.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good. God
Thank you
bless
so
all the
much.
kids.
Yeah.
Thank you.